Hello my fellow book addicts, Megan here, and time for another video. Today, I'm doing a book haul. It's been a while since I've done one of those, and I definitely have a nice stack of books right here. Now, I've been really good lately and have been doing extreme binge buying. So for that, I give myself a little pat on the back. So yeah, let's get into this thing, shall we? The first book is the one I'm currently reading. It is The Hammer of Thor by Rick Riordan, and this is book 2 in the Magnus Chase in the Gods of Asgard series. And I'm a little more than halfway through, and so far I'm loving it. It's a really good sequel to a very good start to an awesome series, and I'm really excited to continue on. The next book I have is Queen of Hearts by Colleen Oakes. I think that's how you said last name. And for lack of a better way to describe this, from my gathering, it's kind of somewhat a Wonderland retelling, but not. Kind of like Splintered. The main character, I guess, is going to be Queen of Wonderland one day, but something happens and she is launched into the full, political game that is Wonderland. Frankly, I was just sold on it being Alice in Wonderland related. I don't know why, just lately I've been in that kind of a mood. I want something crazy and whimsy. I thought it sounded really fun and interesting, and I figured, I'm almost done with the Splintered series. Have another little Wonderland tale to jump right into. Next I have How to Hang a Witch by Ariana Mather, and the second I learned that the location for this book was Salem, Massachusetts, I was sold. Just instantly sold. So our main character, Samantha, she is a descendant from one of the guys who played a huge role in the Salem witch trials. And she moves to Salem from New York City, and she's not welcomed with open arms because of who she's descended from. Especially by a group of girls who call themselves the Descendants. And apparently they're descended from the women who were, accused and or killed during the Salem witch trials. And I believe there's also a curse involved with a ghost that's hanging around Samantha. And it sounded really cool. Next I have The Call by Pilar O'Gillen, I think it's pronounced. I think we've established multiple times I am not good with name pronunciation. But from what I hear about this book, it has to do with the Fae, and I love reading books about the Fae. And apparently the Fae are in their own little dimension, world, pocket reality, whatever you want to call it. And they were banished, from what I gather. This is just what I've been hearing. And they're not too happy about that. So the people live in this fear of being called over to where the Fae are, and they are basically hunted. And if they can survive a certain amount of time, they get to go home. So that sounds like it would be really horrifying if I was, in those people's shoes. And frankly, really interesting, and potentially really creepy and gruesome. So I'm on board with that. Next I have Three Dark Crowns by Kendar Blake, and this sounds awesome. Apparently in this world, every generation, there are 3 potential queens born. 3 sisters, and they're all separated at birth and raised apart, and each has an ability, and on the night of their 16th birthday, they have to fight for the right to rule. They all have equal claim to the crown, and they have to duke it out. And the last one standing will be crowned queen. And this isn't just, fight till, someone gives in. It's fight to the death. The next couple books I got from Book Outlet. It's been a while since I shopped there, and I forgot how dangerous it could be. I'm thankful to have limited myself to 5 books, but that's only because I kept telling myself, nope, hold on, Megan. Hold on for the Boxing Day and Black Friday sales. You will be thankful for it later. And yeah. So I limited myself to 5 books. First from this list is Inland by Kat Rosenfield, and our main character lives far from the ocean. Her mother drowned in the ocean when she was younger, and after 9 or 10 years, her and her father finally moved back close to the ocean. And she finally feels like she can breathe again. She's felt suffocated further inland, and just, it was not a good place for her for one reason or another. And when they moved back close to the sea, she started to feel better. And that's pretty much all I know. I have a feeling there might be some mystical, paranormal thing going on with that, or at least I hope so, because I love me my paranormal stuff. So yeah, much excitement for this. Next I have Party Games by R.L. Stine, and I don't know much about this. I am going into it pretty blind. But I saw it in the scratch and dent part of Book Outlet. It's been forever since I've read anything by R.L. Stine. I loved R.L. Stine's books when I was younger. Mostly the Fear Street. I didn't read too many of the Goosebumps books because I didn't get to go to the library as much as I wanted when I was a kid. So once I started, going to the library on my own back in like late middle, early high school, I just got my hands on all the Fear Street novels and just binged through those. Yeah, the library staff knew me quite well during that time. I saw this baby in the scratch and dent area, as I said, and it needed to be mine. I need R.L. Stine back in my life. Then going with the theme of the last book, I have Don't Stay Up Late by R.L. Stine. And this was also in the little scratch and dent section of Book Outlet, and I figured why not? This next book I've been wanting to get for a while, but by the time it caught my attention at Barnes & Noble, it was already in paperback. And I want it in hardcover because I love hardcovers. So I saw this on Book Outlet in hardcover, and it needed to be mine. It needed to be on my bookshelf. And it is Novice by Taryn Matharu. Correct me if I'm saying that wrong, please. So our main character, Fletcher, is a blacksmith's apprentice. But one day he finds out that he has this really rare ability to summon demons. And because of this, and because he was accused of committing some crime, he was basically run out of his village. And he makes his way to this school, or academy, same thing really, that teaches him how to go through the summoning process, how to control this ability of his. So that's awesome stuff. I'm really excited for that. There is going to be much excitement for this. Next I have Soundless by Rochelle Mead, and this has been out for what feels like forever, but I have not managed to get around to reading it yet, which is insane because, I've really enjoyed the Vampire Academy and the Bloodline series, so I don't know what's been keeping me from getting to this. Well, that is going to change now that I actually own it. So our main character lives in this village where no one can hear. And they're in a pretty dangerous area, and they rely heavily on food and supplies that come in from the zip line. And I guess people start losing and then their deliveries become smaller and smaller, and chaos starts to break out. So that sounds pretty cool, and I think this is standalone, which might be why it's been taking me a while to get to it. For some reason, I feel with standalones, I don't feel as much urgency to read them, because it's like, oh, nothing else is going to be added, I'm good. Meanwhile, for series, I feel the need to catch up like crazy so I can avoid spoilers, because I feel I run across spoilers for series much more often than I do standalones. So the next book was a severe impulse buy from Barnes & Noble, and it is Children of Eden by Joey Graceffa. Now, I haven't read anything from any YouTuber, but this sounded really interesting to me. It's been a while since I've read anything dystopian. So the main character, Rowan, is a second child in a world where a second child is illegal. The world is in ruin, and this civilization is trying to limit the population, so, you know, the world isn't made worse. So for years, she's been hidden away in her family's little compound, and one night she decides that she just wants to go out to have a little adventure for just one night. So something happens, leaving her on the run. And it just sounds really cool. Like I said, it's been a while since I've read anything really dystopian. And, you know, I do like a good dystopian book here and there. So figured, why not give it a shot? So that is my random TBR. And yeah, that's really it for this video. And I hope to see you guys next time. Keep on reading, my fellow book addicts. Keep on reading.